Not at all whatsoever. I ain't got time for that. I'm a professional. Welcome to Daycare Chronicles 101, and I am your host, Miss Tanya. So this is the Daycare Chronicles 101 room, and I have over 33 years of experience, and people often say, well, why are you still a family daycare? Because that's what I love. I just love the intimacy of it all. And I've just been a pillar in my community. And I truly love what I do. I have a podcast, online course, a social media presence. And, this is my favorite night of the week where we have the Clubhouse meetings. It's just intimate. It's just us as providers. And I love the feature of the chat as well, because sometimes people just, don't want to speak. And that's quite all right. But you can definitely tap into the chat. So last week I did a room that was just like for members only or whatnot. And I just want to say that it was just about setting goals for 2023 or whatnot. And so this was my first week back from a 2-week vacation. I took the last week of December, the first week of January off, and I was paid for the last week of December, and I get paid for 1 week in the summer. And so it was amazing. It was awesome. I was able to get some things together, do some things, spend some time with my hubby. As providers, those of us that have hubbies, they can be amazing, wonderful, and all that. However, they still need their time. And we need our time with them as well. So before coming back on Monday, everyone had to take a COVID test, including myself, because we have been gone for 2 weeks. I don't care what they say as far as, COVID is over. No, we all had to take a COVID test just to make sure that everyone was okay. With that being said, I had 2 children that did not even return. They're supposed to return tomorrow because they were sick. So we're going to talk about the sick policy and all of that. I'm revamping my sick policy just to be called the wellness plan. I'm taking sick policy out and putting in the wellness plan. I don't even need to have COVID regulations because the wellness plan is just like the sick policy. And our sick policy covered COVID, So we definitely, as providers, yes, the wellness plan. Thank you, Layla. As providers, and I know that we all have, this was the worst sick season ever. I have never seen so many children as sick as they were this November, December. It was just crazy how everybody was so sick. And we were the bad guys. Of course we were. I want to welcome Zakia, Maria, and Aquila to the room. Thank you so much. We're discussing it's just a provider check-in. So, I had to send one child home yesterday. Of course, she didn't cough after I sent her home. My husband was like, she's coughing a lot, Tanya. I'm like, I'm trying to keep her here, but, So I called the mom. I was like, you got to pick her up. So when I talked to the mom today, I was just like, how's she doing? Oh, she only coughed just one time this morning. Girl, bye. Good and damn well she was coughing. And if she wasn't coughing, then she was faking. Then you need to have a conversation with her at the age of 4. Because that's not okay. Because that's letting her know that it's okay for her to be deceitful, to lie, things like that. So, and I didn't believe that she didn't cough anymore because she kept coughing until, she was old enough to cough into her sleep, but she still had to go home. She didn't return today. Her mom, was like, nothing's really wrong, but we'll see how she does tomorrow. And so I explained to the mom, I wouldn't lie to you. She's like, no, I don't think you're lying. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But it's okay. So I just want to know, how is you all's new year starting off 2023? Okay, Layla, who is on here, if y'all not following Layla, follow Layla. So Layla has had a whole bear hibernation theory going on this week. It has just been beautiful, wonderful. Absolutely. I just love it. Layla is an exceptional provider in New York, and she's just amazing. She was our phenomenal provider a couple of months ago. So put in the chat. Let me go to the chat right now. Okay, so Layla says yes, it's been off the hook. She's never seen it like this bad. And Zakia says hi to everybody. Listen, I want to share with you all that I have been using this app, Brightwheel, and I know you all have heard about it. Well, Brightwheel has the best customer service experience ever. So I learned the other day that Brightwell has been around since like 2007, 2009, and Mark Cuban invested into them when they were on Shark Tank. So this is how they definitely have money behind them and the advertising, all of that. But Brightwell, the app, I am loving it. I did my holiday vacation schedule for 2023. And I uploaded it instead of having to print it out for everybody. I uploaded it to the app. And let me tell you, I love it. The clients love it. They can't say that they didn't get it. Can you give me another copy? No, you don't need another copy. Go into the app. I uploaded up to it was just, if you all are not using the Brightwell app or some type of app, I'm just saying that it's made my life so much easier with check in, check out. I don't have to have those papers just piling up, all those copies and all that. They check in on the app. Even during the nap time for the safe sleep in California, it's up to age 2. So we have to do it every 15 minutes when the children are sleeping. That can be done in the app. Potty training, anything that you want to put, they have an icon for it. So check out Brightwheel. And they're not paying me for this. I'm just telling you that I'm just in love with it because it has made my life so much easier. And if you all are using an app, put it in the chat. Let me know what you're using as well. Now, in the state of California, and I'm sure Katrina, because she's here with me. Oh, let's see what Layla has to say. Layla says she went into this year with new vision. I refuse to argue with families and want to be thankful for the blessings of my business. Just going to this year with peace because this past year was rough, especially the last few months with all the illnesses. Yes, Layla. I was just like, OMG. We were just the bad guys. And RSV was so rampant all over the country. And that's what got me. RSV isn't new, but these children were so sick and it was so contagious. And the issue is that all of these illnesses have the same beginning symptoms. Tiny Toes is in here. Hey, Sheena. So, it was just really, really, really rough for us this past year, especially in December, November, December. The last 2 weeks of December were just rough. I was closed that last week, but I had providers that had caught COVID. Children had RSV. They had the flu. This flu was just as bad as or worse than COVID. It was just, oh my goodness, off the chain. And so, that's why I said, you know what? I want to come up with something different. I want to change the trajectory of the sick policy. So here we have the wellness plan. So I'm in the process of revamping it, redoing it, because I feel like it doesn't need to be 4 or 5 pages. It doesn't. The wellness plan is, look, your child has to be well to attend. If your child has any symptoms of anything, they cannot come. And in the event of a national pandemic or natural disaster, whatever it may be, your child cannot come to daycare with any symptoms. It's just simple. It's basic. Your child needs to be well to come to daycare. So I'm going to have my goddaughter, Michaela. She's been doing all of my stuff for me. She's a freshman in college and she's just amazing and super intelligent. And we're creating the wellness plan form. So I'm going to create that and I'll be able to offer that to those of you that would want to purchase it or whatnot. And you can, change things up for you. However, the sick policy is out. It got to go because they don't respect the sick policy. If any of you would love to share anything. Oh, Maria says she's been using Brightwell since July and she loves it. Oh, yes. Yes, Maria, I really, really do love it. And what I love about the app is, the Brightwell app, is that I've had some questions and some issues. They have the best customer service. You can either go on a chat immediately or schedule a call and someone will call you and take the time and walk you through it. I just had a care call the other day out of the blue. The guy just like, is there anything that you need help with, any assistance with? They have trainings to help you with learning how to maneuver through it very well. Is also, I'm sorry. Layla says, no, they don't. They don't respect the sick policy. Letitia says they really don't. Aquila says she uses Child Pilot now. Child Pilot? Okay, I'm going to look that up. Is it free? Because I pay $50 a month for Brightwheel. Zacchaeus says, yes, the flu spread very quickly over here. Many parents were ignoring symptoms. I'm noticing parents who haven't had serious health issues take going to the doctor and getting tested for granted. Absolutely. Letitia says she just started using Brightwell. It's great. Aquila says she pays about $20 a month. I'm actually going to check that out. Thank you. Thank you so much for that information. You guys put that in there. Child Pilot. Check it out. Layla says, I'll have to look into one of those apps. What do you feel is the benefit of using an app? Can someone else type something in chat or raise your hand? If you want to speak, you can raise your hand. I will say for me, Layla, it's just stress-free. I don't have to worry about who's signing in, who's not. And another thing I love about is that in the app, I have it where they have to do a questionnaire, a health questionnaire every morning before they can even bring their children to the daycare. And then once they get here, I still take temperature checks. I'm never going to stop doing that. I still do that with them. And then as far as like the paper trail of stuff, it's in the app. And so for the infant sleep log, that's in there. Potty training, if you want to, keep a parent updated with potty training, meals, whatever you want to do. There's so many different options. You know what? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick and see what I can tell you about. So some of the activities are you can do photos, videos, food, nap, potty, notes, custom notes, medications. You can add pictures in there, name to face. If there's an incident, a health check in the morning, there's so much that you can do with the app, Layla. So I just love it because I feel like the parents, even though my parents know that I'm professional, it just adds that extra to it. And then it's less paperwork for us. And we know how quick paperwork can pile up. Letitia says she is great for her attendance. Zacchaeus says every December I print out my short sick policy form and have them re-sign as a reminder. Absolutely. And she says short. So I love that because that's where I'm going. My sick policy is like 5 pages long. No, it's the wellness plan. Here we are. Letitia says the paper trail is great and you can customize it. So yeah, I really, really do like the Brightwell app, but I think what really has me going with is the customer service because I didn't understand the billing and all of that because I don't want my clients at this point to pay me through the app. So I use the app to log the payments, but they still pay me. Now you can have it to where the parents pay through the app, but sometimes it may be a delay, especially if it's a holiday and the banks are closed or whatnot. So that's just something to think about. So can we talk about professional developed trainings? I have never in my whole 33 years of childcare seen so many professional development trainings. There are so many agencies, there are so many entities. And I'm like, okay, what's really happening now? Because we have Quality Start California. And then you have the umbrellas under that, Quality Start LA. Then you have the Bridge program. Then you have NAEYC has trainings. NAFCC has trainings. Everybody's doing offering all these trainings. I'm like, what's about to happen? What's going on? It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. And maybe California is just starting to adapt all of these things. Maybe they've been in other states, but it is very, very overwhelming. They're not required. However, when you look at them, you're like, why not? Let me do this. So I look at my calendar and it's like, wow. Every other day, there's a training. There's a training 6 days a week. for something. And sometimes trainings overlap. It's just a whole lot. Are any of you experiencing that in your states, in your cities? Let me go to the chat real quick. Zakia, let me see here. Layla says, in New York, we have to have the sign-in attendance available for licensors at the door to see it. Do you have to have this available for you licensors? I wonder how that would work for me. We do. However, Brightwheel is so big that they are training licensing how to use the app. I love it. So they have the sign in and sign out, and you can print it out if you need to. You can go on Brightwheel and ask for a demo, and someone will walk you through everything. You just got to check it out, Layla. It's absolutely amazing. Sheena says she's experiencing that in Virginia with all the trainings and all that. I mean, it's just a whole lot. I talked to Katrina earlier and I was like, oh my God, Katrina, I'm just so overwhelmed with all of these trainings and everything. It's just a whole lot. It's a whole lot. And just trying to keep up with everything. And don't get me wrong, they're absolutely amazing because they're for your personal professional development. And then there's the component of networking as well when you're on these trainings with other providers, because they'll put you in breakout rooms, different things like that. And so I believe in staying a student as long as you can, because when you think that you know it all, there lies the problem. Okay? Because Miss Tanya knows that she does not know it all. And I am definitely learning. I was on a live with Educated Minds. I was just listening in and everything. So it's just like, I get it where I can. I definitely get it where I can. But I feel like something is up. So part of 2023 has me thinking about the future of daycare. With all of these programs that are free, let me know how you all feel about this in your states, because we're in different states here. In California, we have the TK program, we have pre-K program, we have early Headstart. It's like we're going to be left with ages 0 to 2 in family childcare. In my program, I prepare children to go to kindergarten. And I was just on a Zoom last night. Hi, Natanya. I see Natanya's in here. She's from up north. Natanya, how are you doing up there? Because up north is being hit with storms left and right. Like we had them down here, but up north has been really, really bad. If you can put in the chat or just send me a text message, let me know how you're doing. I'd appreciate it so much. So in you all states, like what's happening there? Because from 3 to 4, these parents can take their children to TK, pre-K, early Head Start, and pretty much not have to pay for it. So why would they leave their child in our facilities and they can find something for free? This is something's going on here. Something is going on here. And I was in a training last night on preparing parents and children for kindergarten. And let me see what we got here in the chat. Tanya says, hi, Miss Tanya, the storms have been wild. I've sent out an email to my parents to be on alert if I have to close early. Well, I'm glad that you are safe. Yes, the storms have been so bad up in Northern California. And if you need anything, just let me know. I thought about you the other day. Thank you so much for being in the room tonight. Now, Natanya, you come from public school. So do you mind putting something in the chat or coming up to speak on as far as what are your feelings on TK, pre-K, and early Head Start? Hi, Natanya.
Good evening, Miss Tanya. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I pray everyone's doing well, spiritually, mentally, and just physically. And just want to touch bases. So, yes, with this TK pre-K transition thing that's going on, they're accepting children, I think at the age of 3. You can enroll your child into the program. And this is my selling point to all parents when they come. They're just like, oh, I'm going to enroll my child. We'll say they're 9 months, and then Miss Natanya at 3, I'm going to take them out, and I always let parents know you're putting your child into a TK program. Is your child potty trained? Because if they're not, who's changing your child? Who's taking your baby to the bathroom? How many other people are around your child while they're changing them? You have to realize that these children are being subjected to public bathroom. Even though it's a school, it's a public bathroom because you do have adults who sometimes go in there.
Yes.
And there is no changing tables in these bathrooms. So how are we changing these children? Also, the second thing that I let parents know is if these programs are going to exist, they need to build a facility to accommodate that, which comes with a bathroom, a mini kitchen, things like that, because you're talking about 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
What does lunch look like? Who is feeding your child? What if your child doesn't really want to eat and kind of needs a little bit of guidance? So you have to look at all of these aspects, and you're looking at 20 or more kids in this program. So it's went from if your child was in a small setting daycare or a large, at the most 12 kids. But with 12 kids at a large, you still have 3 teachers that are present. So they're still getting that one-on-one. But when you put your kids, into this TK program now, let's be honest, they want to save money because they're not paying. But when you don't pay, you don't get the proper care either. So that's the other thing. Not downing public schools. I worked there. I went through them. I was blessed to go through great schools. But knowing from my standpoint, and I worked with special needs kids, I knew what I saw. And I said to myself, if my child wasn't in a small setting like my classroom, there's no way I would send them to school at 3. No way.
Yeah.
No way. They would have to be 5. They would have to be able to be vocal and say what they need, what they don't like, all of these things. At 3, you still have that still shy stage. Some kids are talkative, some kids aren't. And some kids are just like, I'm going to just go with the flow because I'm nervous. So these are the things that I tell parents when they're all like excited, like, oh, I'm going to put them in the TK program. It's just like, what about potty training? Is your child potty trained? No. Oh, so who's going to provide diapers? Who's going to change your baby? How often are they going to be changed? Because we've heard stories where kids have been changed and they're keeping, soiled diapers and clothes on them. So these are all the things that you have to think of when you're looking at, I don't want to pay versus paying. You have to look at the balance. You don't go to work and not get paid. You're not working for free. So why put your child into that aspect of going somewhere for free because you don't want to pay? So that's just my 2 cents.
Come on now. Come on, somebody. Who else want to come on up here after Natanya? Because listen, let me tell you, it could even be the acoustics in the room that will set a smaller child off because they're not used to that, especially if you have a child that's on the spectrum, you know? You want your 3-year-old on the playground with first, second, third graders, fifth graders? No. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, the meals. This is their pickiest time of meals. We have stressful days in childcare trying to figure out what to feed them. Okay.
Yes.
So I thank you so much for coming up, for speaking. I'm glad that you're okay because I thought about you the other day. I was like, I'm going to have to swim on up north. I'm going to have to swim on up north.
No, I make sure that my parents
there.
Yes, it's very bad. And the trees are the biggest things because you have a lot of trees that are toppling. I live by a college where it's all eucalyptus trees. So they've been toppling over left and right. And so I've just been thankful. But I told my parents, if at any moment, if I wake up and I see that it's too much, then you cannot bring your child. Point blank, period. That's it. We're looking at the safety for the kids, not just because you want to be. And then, they're driving in this weather. That's the other thing. So, I've just been blessed. My parents are very understanding, and I'm very straightforward.
Look, yes, you are. Thank you so much. Love you, Natanya.
Love you too.
Yes. I want to welcome Tiny Toes up to the stage. I want to go to the chat first and read a couple of comments. Zakia says she's thankful for those who value the transition periods. She has parents who understand pushing their child into these early programs before they're ready isn't always the right choice. Yes, yes. Layla says, I feel if we keep providing the high quality of care we offer, we will all be fine because those programs are not for everyone and we offer a more intimate experience for these children. Yes, ma'am, Miss Layla, because they are not going to get what you're giving over there. Or Zakia, not at all. Katrina says, not only that, some 3 and 4 year olds are not completely potty trained. Katrina, let's say most of them that's coming to the doors are not potty trained. Okay? Sheena, Miss Tiny Toes.
Hello, ladies. Um, I just want to say about these new programs that have into play. They were actually transitioning into these programs before I left public school. And you will not believe the amount of parents that took their children, their 3 year olds, out of daycare to place them into the public school. My sister was one of those. She took
Okay.
my niece out of her daycare, which I felt like she was an amazing family daycare. But she took her out due to the fact that KIP in Washington, D.C., if anybody's from the DMV area, they will know about KIP. It's a charter school and they start at pre K 3. So a lot of the parents are putting their children in these schools because they don't want to pay for childcare. And just because they offer this program does not mean that it's the best fit for your child. But if you know that your child is not potty trained, when you put your child into a public school, they're not going to be asking your child, you have to go potty. They're not going to be checking your child to see if your child is wet. It's too many children in one classroom. So they don't have that time to give your child the attention that he or she might need. So, with that being said, as a parent, why would you take your child out of a good setting just because you no longer want to pay for daycare and they have this free program that's for your child because your child is 3? I believe in putting your child in a smaller setting so that they can have that one-on-one time. It's less kids in a family daycare. We are more hands-on with the children, and that was one of the reasons why I came from out of teaching in public school, because I didn't like a lot of the things that was going on and I wanted to give back to my community. So if you are an excellent provider and you offer what you have been offering in your programs, I don't think that any of us have anything to worry about, because you have to realize there's some parents that are not going to want to transition their children over to public schools to these programs. So I just want to say, ladies, just keep being amazing and keep doing what you're doing, and you won't have anything to worry about. And also, if they transition all of the children, the 3 year olds and the 4 year olds, into the school system, then what are they going to do with us as providers as far as licensing? If we can no longer keep those 3 and 4 year olds, then they're going to have to change the criteria as opposed to how many infants we can care for at a time. Am I right or wrong, ladies?
Come
And that's
on.
all I
Yes,
have to say about that.
ma'am. Come on, bring it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, yes. Because in my notes here, I have we're going to be left with 0 to 2. And so in the state of California, if you're a large facility like I am, you can have 4 infants, 4 children under 2, and then everybody else has to be over 2. So it's like, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to have to raise the infant teacher ratio. However, we all know how much it takes to take care of an infant. One provider cannot be with 12 infants, not by yourself. Oh my goodness. Yes, Layla says yes, Tiny Toes. Zakia says yes, 100%. Listen, Sheena, you and Natanya just dropped some gems on us tonight, and I appreciate you being in here. Now, oh goodness, y'all got me, y'all got me stirred up over here, because I really was feeling a little down about this, because I'm like, I love that age group, the 3 and 4 year old age group. I'm in California. I live in the city of Hawthorne, and it's like free. Oh, they're going to be running free. Now, you do have those that, will stay or whatnot, but for the most part, They're going to be putting these babies on elementary school campuses, and everybody's not ready. And like Layla has said, Sheena has said, Natanya has said, we know what we offer. And so we know how to sell ourselves, our businesses, and we know what's best for the children in our community as well. Every child is not going to be ready to go to a school campus. Not at all. And Miss Layla wanted to come up, bringing her up. Let me see, Layla. See if I can get, okay, here we are. Miss Layla, welcome to the stage. Unmute yourself, Layla. Hi, Miss
Hello,
Layla.
ladies. Hello, everybody.
Oh, welcome, welcome.
I just wanted to interject quickly. I'm here in New York, and New York pre COVID really pushed hard with the pre K 3. And I thought I was going to have, fluxation in my program. For me and my benefit, I'm always just aspiring to educate ourselves as we all do. I had decided to go for my CDA so that I can sort of be competitive with the pre K 3 programs in my area. So I got certified in preschool so that I can offer that in my program. Then what happened? COVID hit, and all the families that thought it was better to go to these programs because they were saving money and they thought their child would benefit better in that type of environment, they all came looking back to us programs because they all closed for COVID, but yet our in-home programs stayed open and kept functioning. So a lot of us in the area really kind of benefited from showing our families that that's not always the wiser choice, to quickly go into a pre-K 3 program. And when they see, for instance, the type of things that I offer in my programs, or a lot of you ladies offer in your programs, I think a lot of them are actually now kind of turning their choices back to childcare, in-home childcare, instead of quickly pushing them to these pre-K 3 programs, at least in my area, because they're realizing the benefit that they're getting from a small group environment, the hands-on, where they're so much more limited in these pre-K 3 and pre-K 4 classrooms because of the new things that have been instilled because of COVID. We can do a lot more sensory. We have different time schedules
Yeah,
and different opportunities in an in-home program. And like a lot of us use social media as a big advocate for us to show that to prospective families out there. I use social media as a big proponent of, my advertising on what I can offer. And it's made a huge difference, at least for me in my programs. And they're all basically coming back to us because of what COVID did, shutting down a lot of those programs. And they realized, wait, maybe we shouldn't be rushing out of these doors where we have it good, and they have so much more to offer in an intimate space.
absolutely, Layla. You are truly a phenomenal provider. You know how much I love you. And Milani, can't leave Milani out.
Yes.
She has the cutest granddaughter. Okay, I'm going to just, when I come there, I just want to deal with Milani. Okay, just let me play with her all day.
Yes.
But absolutely, family childcare held down during COVID. Like the centers closed, like you said. Out here was the same thing. A lot of them shut down and never reopened. A lot of the centers just they couldn't take the hit. And so I had a conversation last night. I believe the instructor got a little upset with me last night. She was talking about transitional kindergarten. And I said, she kept talking about, all the criteria and stuff like that. So I said to her, I said, I feel like those of us in family childcare that provide quality care, that we do prepare our children to go to kindergarten, And she's like, well, I'm talking about more for the parents, getting the parents, ready. Because I'm like, don't try to downplay what we do. Because I know what I do. I know what Layla does. Tiny Toes, Natanya, Zakia, Katrina. You know, Zon has a center on it. I mean, Lydia, like, I know what we doing. Lutisha, I know what we do. Aquila, I know what we doing. So don't try to downplay what we do, because we are the foundation for most of the children, because they got to come through family daycare first. And so Layla said they're coming back. So I'm waiting to see what that's going to look like for Callie, and I will definitely share that with you all. Let me go to the chat for a second. This is really, really good. Zon says she's a center in Alabama. She says she's a first class pre-K grantee. It's free from 7 a.m. to 2, and she charges a $100 for after school care 2 to 6. So I asked her, was it funded by the state? And she said she was awarded $120,000, which paid for classroom furniture, playground, and teacher salaries. Oh, Zon, that is amazing. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I love that. Tiny Toe says, congratulations, Layla. Zon, Katrina says, much success to you. Everybody's just loving this. Oh my goodness. Zon, that is amazing. That is amazing. Absolutely. And we are so proud of you and happy for you in this space right here tonight. Let me tell you. Y'all got me pumped up. It sounds like everyone is like, we are on the right track. We have the right mindset for a very productive and positive 2023. I want to say also, I have to give a shout out. I don't know if anyone is in here is a part of the union, but our union out here, SEIU union, they are fighting for us big time. We have gotten a raise. We have gotten so many supplies. We've gotten so many different grants, so many stipends, so much because the union is fighting for us out here. And I will say that this is my first time ever being in the union in all of my years. And it's just a blessing to us out here right now in California. Effective January 31st, the COVID pandemic is officially over in California. Yeah, right. I know some people that got COVID right now, but all of the extra funding and things that we were going to get from the state that they've been giving us, the different stipends and all of that, those things are going to come to an end. But we're thankful for what we have received, because there was some we didn't receive nothing. I've never seen it like this before. Natanya says, yes, SEIU is great. So I'm just saying, like, you can be inspired by another provider. You can be encouraged. You can create an accountability partner for you, because there are a lot of times that we become complacent with what we have, and it becomes redundant to us every day. I cannot do the same thing every day. I cannot do the same thing all the time. I have to be creative in my space with my babies because they deserve it. You wonder why sometimes there's behavioral problems with children in your facility. Well, that's because they're bored. Just like we get bored, they get bored too. So it's okay to go on Pinterest, to go on Etsy, to go on IG and just see the beautiful things that other providers are doing, to be inspired. But please don't become complacent. Please don't become lazy. Please don't become just all about the money. Of course, the money means something because we need to make a living. However, when you work with children, if your heart is not into it, it's going to show. You're going to be irritated. The children will be able to feel your vibe. They will start to act out because you acting out. So they just copying your behavior. You irritated, now they irritated. The transfer of energy is real. I don't know where all that just came from, but hey. Look, I'm just saying, I don't allow any negativity to come into my home / my facility. If you don't have the right spirit, you can't come up in here, and neither can your child. We work too hard. We plan too much as far as activities, meals, experiences, memories. We are making it happen for our babies. And when you have a client that wants to come in and not follow the rules and just try to buck the system, you got to go. You got to go. And I know I do like the Chronicles every day, and I'm sharing stories and things like that, because that's just what I was commissioned to do. However, I'm a businesswoman, 33 years, and I love family childcare. That is just who I am. That is what I do. And so I'm at this next level of training and teaching and sharing and all of that. And it's just a beautiful place for me. My years of having family daycare in my home, they're almost over. I'm 55. So now we have the consulting. So I just want you all just to be encouraged. Don't be discouraged. If it's something that you want to do for your facility, make a plan. Make a plan. My vision board is in my head. It's in my head. It's not on a piece of paper. It's not on the wall. It's just in my head. That's just me. That's just how I get down. So be inspired. Support one another. Share one another's items. Because what we do is a solitary profession. And most of us, if we don't have family or we don't have an assistant, we're at home by ourselves. We're working by ourselves. Let's see. Let me go to the chat. Oh, Letitia says, I look at most of you guys' IG all the time for ideas. So thank you, ladies. You are so very welcome. So very welcome. Letitia, what's the name of your facility, your IG page? Can you put that in there, please? Katrina says, so true. Layla says, ever since she implemented weekly themes, it has changed the whole vibe, not only for my little ones, for her littles, but for me. I get excited for them to see what new theme we're doing on a Monday. I keep it fun for us all. Absolutely. I created, thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Zakia. Thank you so much. Oh, you're Lulu's Little Scholars. Okay, I got you. Oh my goodness. Marlena says, thank you for all the info, Miss Tanya. Thank you, Miss Katrina, as well. Yes. Oh, okay. Lulu's Little Scholars. Okay. I'm just so excited right now because I feel like this is just a meeting of just family and that we all can just be safe in this space. And when I tell you that I am one of those spontaneous people. And so for me, I can plan certain things, but for me, it's mostly, okay, this is what we're going to do. My creativity just comes to me in the mornings. It really does. Now, listen, everybody, we're planning a Crayola party in February. So Zakia's daycare is Color Me Happy. So I called her. Me and Sheena came up with the theme for the Crayola. So I called Zakia. I was like, you got to do this with us because you are Color Me Happy with all the crayon colors and everything. So if any of you want to join in and share, February, we're going to do the Crayola theme for a week. Whatever week you want to do it. I just love seeing us all do it at different times or whatnot, just to show that we have camaraderie, that we have the sisterhood there, and that we're just doing this all over. So February I know it's Valentine's Day. I don't do Valentine's Day, but I do the love and the hearts and all of that. So that's what I'm incorporating. But it's the Crayola thing for February as well. And look, even though I don't do Valentine's Day, Target got a whole lot of Valentine's Day stuff, and I've gotten like the neutral colors and whatnot. So I'm throwing that into our emotions, sensory, feelings, all of that. That's going into that box and all of those things like that. Let me see what we got here in the chat. Okay. Natalia says she'll start planning this weekend. She's excited. Yay. Letitia says, my dream is to open an in-home. I'm slowly getting all my info in order. I'm in Louisiana and need help if anyone is close to me. I've worked in the center for 6 years and this is my season to open my own. Yes, it is. I enjoy getting on, watching, listening to you. Thanks for doing this. Oh, girl, we got you. What you need, okay? There are some providers that are in Louisiana. Yes, ma'am. And I will see if we send me a DM because I will forget because I'm 55. And I will see if I can connect you with them. Layla says she's all in for Crayola Week. And Sheena says, please join us. You know what? It'll probably be like after or after Valentine's Day. What after you all like finish up with Valentine's Day, we can do it. So let's think about I don't know. I just think it would be neat if we all just did it at different times during the month. But if I'm looking at the calendar, let's see, Valentine's Day is on the 14th. How about the week of the 20th? Can we do it the week after? The week of the 20th? So anytime after Valentine's Day, like that week of February 20th, I think that would be a good one. I think that'll be so much fun. The children are gonna have so much for it. Okay. That's okay, let's do it. So that week we are gonna do it, okay? Awesome. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Does anyone have anything that they would like to share or say before we end this evening? And I appreciate you all for being here. Lutisha, I'm excited too. Um, so excited. Sheena, you want to say something?
Yes, I do. I just want to say, each and every last one of you ladies, rock. We all are in this business together. We all have some of the same ideas. Let's empower one another. If we all are not following each and every one of us in this room, as of tonight, we need to follow each other, support each other. Everyone needs to exchange information. Listen, we are all in this together. And life is too short. We all need to embrace one another and support one another and, come together because we all are educators. So it's no reason why every last person in this room is not following each other or don't have each other's information because it's not enough of us to support one another. And I feel like we're all doing the same thing and we all need to support each other. When I was in public school teaching, I had so many friends that was teachers that worked in my school. And I don't see that in the daycare industry. And it really bothers me. And that's all I have to say, ladies, but continue to be great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sheena. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all being here. It's just been a wonderful night. I didn't think we'd be on this long. I appreciate you all. I'm looking forward to next month with the Crayola theme. And I also have our phenomenal provider for this month is going to come out of Virginia. And I am so excited about her. She's amazing. She has deer that they're taking care of behind her house. Like just this app and IG and TikTok and all that, just meeting all of you, it's just been a blessing to my spirit and my soul because you all uplift me every day to do what I do. And we just gonna get started planning for this Crayola party because I cannot wait to see what everybody is gonna do. I love you all so much for being on here and just for supporting Daycare Chronicles 101. I'm going to give you a little heads up that July the 22nd, let me make sure that's the correct date. Save the date for July the 22nd. That is going to be the next Lunch and Learn. And the theme is going to be different. It's not going to be like it was last year. I did a survey and Sheena was here. She read them with me. So Sheena, chime in if you need to. A lot of the providers wanted information on self-care, burnout, that was like, those were like the two things in addition to, just the regular Miss Tanya, what I do and all of that. Sheena, did I leave out anything?
No, you didn't.
Okay, thank you so much. So Sheena sat here with me after Lunch and Learn because she was here for like 4 or 5 days with my crazy self. And we're still friends. We're still sister friends. Oh my God. I was so horrible, y'all. I was just, yeah, I was a diva. It was just crazy. But I love you, Sheena, for loving me
Love you
and
more.
still rocking with me.
Ladies.
My husband said, how is she still your friend?
Because I love her. But ladies, if you wasn't at the last Lunch and Learn, you don't want to miss this one. You do not want to miss this one. Listen, I'm going to be there. If anybody wants to roommate with me, let me know. We can share a hotel room. It's totally up to you, but you do not want to miss this lunch and learn. I'm telling you, Miss Tanya, Katrina, Zakia, you ladies were at the first lunch and learn, and it was absolutely amazing. So just think, this one is going to be even better. So you don't want to miss this.
Oh, thank you so much. Layla say she coming out here, okay? Listen, this one is gonna have, like I said, a different theme to it. And the number one aspect that I really want to share is that we're all gonna come in workout attire. We're not coming in, gonna have to be totally dressed up and all of that. We are coming to focus on our health, our wellness, our mental health. The food is gonna be bomb, y'all know that. We're going to have just a wonderful time with one another, but you would never realize how many people don't know how to relax. I'm one of them. I'm learning because my husband is so chill for the most part. He's my balance. And how some of us just don't know how to recenter ourselves when we're having something happening at the daycare that may take us to a really hot place. And we have to learn to value ourselves. So this is going to be an amazing, amazing lunch and learn. I'm so excited about it, and we're planning it now. But this is the theme of it all. It's the Zen Zone. The Zen Zone. And it is going, and we're right by the beach. So I'm not for sure if we're going to take a trip over to the beach doing that, but we're right there by the beach. The Cheesecake Factory is on the beach. So we're going to be in the same place, a bigger room, and it's just going to be amazing. And for those of you that can, I would love to see you out here. Save the date. Zakia flew in from Jersey for the day. And I just pray that her experience was just so amazing because we wanted her to feel like royalty when she got off that plane. I mean, I am one that I value people, I value friendship, and I don't take anyone for granted. I take nothing for granted, and especially our time. We're almost at an hour. I love y'all, and until next week, I'll talk to you all then. Okay?
Good
I don't
night.
say goodbye. Good night, ladies. Thank you all for chiming in on the chat. Letitia says this was amazing. Thanks for sharing, little scholars. Yes, yes. Layla says good night, and thank you so much. Letitia says she'll be there. I'm closing the room. You all have a wonderful, wonderful evening.